Are Prince Harry and Meghan about to escape to a new country? Why are the King and Queen having to face protesters? Why has Prince William's football outfit caused a stir? And how does Catherine change her dresses to be more demure? We have lots to discuss this week.
Oh my.
Welcome to Palace Confidential. I'm Jo Elvin, and on my panel today is the Mail on Sunday's royal correspondent Natasha Livingston, the paper's editor-at-large Charlotte Griffiths, and the Daily Mail's diary editor Richard Eden. Welcome to you all. Now, if you haven't seen our Richard discuss how Catherine became the most important woman in the royal family on Eden's Royals, what have you been doing? Stick around to the end of the episode when it will be up next. And a reminder, if you don't already, please do join our ranks of subscribers here on the Daily Mail's Royal channel. Click that button and never miss another episode of your favourite royal show.
We don't do that here.
Right, we have so much to discuss this week. We're going to start with Prince William. Natasha, first up, let's discuss William in black tie.
Yeah, Prince William has been busy. Last night he was at the Centrepoint Awards, which is a very glitzy ceremony, but it was celebrating the really important cause, which is young people who have transformed their lives after being homeless. And we know that that is an issue, a campaign that Prince William is really serious about. He's about to have an ITV documentary covering this issue. I've seen it, and it's really poignant. And
Boy.
obviously, that's also an issue that comes from his mother. But yes, his cousin was there, Lady Kitty Spencer, is that right? And so that was a very glamorous event, but for a really important issue.
Are you serious?
And then from black tie to white shoes, and these have caused a bit of a stir, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, the brand itself is quite popular online. I was practicing the pronunciation. I think it's Veja.
Yeah.
I think it's a French brand, but they're very trendy white trainers.
And vegan.
Yes, vegan.
Yes.
And I think Catherine herself might have worn them with a suit before. But yeah, he was wearing it it was an event for NFL Foundation UK.
Wow.
Which is, again, it's a charity that supports young people from disadvantaged backgrounds. And it was quite an engaging event. He was playing a bit of American football and, being really popular, getting on really well with the young kids. And, engagements like that are always really popular, I think, where they're a bit more active rather than just sort of handshaking. But, I don't know, royals and trainers, maybe we'll see more of it.
Well, the Veja trainers are sort of like part of the mum uniform as well, aren't they? Sort of like floral dress, denim jacket, trainers.
So I was going to say, maybe I've seen you in them before.
I wear them to the office sometimes, but mine aren't white at all anymore.
Oh.
His were box fresh. They were so white. Mine are all sort of scuffed now.
Oh, bless William. He probably just wears them once and then, gives them to a servant.
They're made of mushroom leather, so maybe they're biodegradable.
And they're great. They always look really good. Now, the royals, Richard, are by and large traditional, but it seems that the younger ones, the new crop coming in, and their fashions are evolving.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, this is fun. King Charles is a very stylish dresser, really.
Are you serious?
He is.
And for his shoes, he's always favoured traditional English names, usually made in Northampton.
Yeah, so very heritage, very, sustainable quality.
Yeah, it'll be brands like Tricker and what's the other one?
Churches?
Yeah, right.
I don't think
Wales
there's Churches actually,
likes.
but Crockett and Jones, or there's very traditional brands. And it's hard to imagine King Charles in a pair of box fresh white trainers, but perhaps for royal warrants in the future, we might have, one for makers of trainers or sneakers, as the Americans say.
You never know. You never know.
Has he ever been seen in trainers? I don't know.
What?
Maybe
must
while
have
playing
been.
sport, perhaps.
Maybe,
I think we would dedicate a whole episode of Palace Confidential if Prince Charles, King
must
Charles,
have had
wore white trainers.
a couple of Playboy Prince moments in a pair of trainers. Probably, sort of like old Adidas sneakers or something, if we're thinking the 70s,
I
right?
have to dig out the archive.
Yeah,
it's
that's a
feature
good
for next
montage
week.
for us to look
for
into.
next week.
But Charlotte, Prince William was also praised for his throwing ability.
Yeah, apparently he's got a very strong arm when it comes to throwing an NFL ball, which is different from a rugby ball.
See, this is like Charlotte's got all the
I
important
know
information
so much
here.
about
I like
sport.
this. Yeah.
But it was quite funny because one of the people on his team said he actually throws better than I do. And she's, you know, a sort of NFL player. So obviously he is really good at it. And he kind of was aiming for this net with holes in, and he got 2 out of the 4 throws. First time ever, it's not so bad. And there was this quite young kid, he must have been about 10, who was kind of quite bossy with William, actually. It was quite funny to see. And he was going, no, put your hand like this, no, move your hand like this. And William looked a little bit taken aback. And I can't imagine he's bossed around too often, let alone by a 10-year-old boy. But he really took it with good grace and cracked a few funny jokes. He said he's going to practice at home and might smash a few windows back at home.
Do you see me laughing, my nigga?
It's really nice to see William on that old kind of fun, relaxed form that we used to see.
And it's been a tough couple of years, hasn't it? So I think that's great. Now we're going to stick with royal style for a minute because I wanted to look at a fascinating piece that was on Mail Online where Claire Gisotti pulled together the ways that the royals alter their outfits for both recycling and modesty reasons, and how Catherine has followed the late Princess Diana in this regard. So yeah, Natasha, one that really stands out is the Jenny Packham gold finger dress that Catherine wore to a James Bond premiere.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was back in 2021. It was a classic red carpet event, and yeah, it was gold and sequined, and it had really sort of fixed, firm shoulders, but sort of draped kind of down the arms, and it glittered in all the photos, and she just really looked like, you know, a sort of Hollywood star. But yeah, it was made to be a bit more demure for the Princess of Wales, so the kind of neckline hem was raised a bit, just to kind of, yeah, make it a bit more elegant than maybe your average sort of Bond girl. But yeah, that looked really great.
Shut up, bro.
And Charlotte, it was a similar story with an Elie Saab dress that she wore to another royal wedding.
Yeah, she wore this incredible Elie Saab dress, and although it was high neck and long sleeves, which in theory is quite modest,
Are you serious?
it was meant to have these kind of transparent panels and sort of slits down the legs. Especially down the front. And on the catwalk, it looked incredible, but it would have looked a bit out of place for the Princess of Wales. So she just had it altered to cover up those bits and made it look, I mean, it looked stunning, actually.
Smart. Now, Natasha, it seems that Diana was also fond of an outfit alteration.
Yeah, well, we know that Princess Diana was really bold with her fashion choices over the years. Yeah, that ranged from kind of casual to the red carpet looks. But there was one particular dress that was mentioned in this article. I think she wore it to an event in Qatar around in the 1980s, 1984. And it had quite long sleeves. And it was, again, much more sort of covered in that sense. And then 2 years later, I think at an event in Cameroon, she just got rid of the sleeves and it looked, you know, totally different. But yeah, recycling in a way that's, you know, very popular these days.
Do you know what? I think I could host a whole show about nothing but royal fashion. I
You'd
love
be
it.
brilliant at it, Jo.
Fascinating.
It's
Well,
a specialist
so would you, sitting there resplendent in your royal purple. Well, as this show goes out, the King and Queen will be setting off to Australia and Samoa for an important royal trip. Our Rebecca English is never far behind the pair, and she's out there too. You will not be surprised to know she sent us this report from Australia where the excitement is really building.